Good evening and welcome to Week 14 Supreme TNF collaboration, the SwiftSole setup stream. How is everybody? How are you guys doing? Just want to say hello in the chat. How are we doing? Now, we've been waiting for a profitable drop from Supreme. Have we got it? Is the question that everyone wants to know. Have we got something that people are going to want to buy? Have we got something that people are going to want to resell? That is the big question. What do you guys think? Some people are saying yes. Some people are saying no. I'll give you my thoughts in a second. But in all honesty, I am personally liking this collaboration just from the simple fact that it's a clean collaboration. However, a lot of people are not liking it for the simple fact of the material, that it's probably a bit too clean. There's not really much going on with it. This is the next thing, is to understand exactly whether or not this is a hype drop. And my heart says yes, but my head kind of says no. The reason being, my heart is saying yes for the simple fact that it is a very clean drop. It's really plain, which is what everyone wants. And to be fair, the designs of, say, like the jacket is pretty fire. I quite like it, in all honesty. However, the problem is it too plain for some people? And not only that, but they don't really like the materials that it's being produced in. Now, if we look at things like that hooded jacket, it's taped seamed. So this means that generally speaking, it's probably a high retail. Do we know the retails yet? No. Let me check whether Drops by Jay has actually posted anything. No, doesn't look like it. We kind of wait on that for the retail analysis. Hi, what's happening, Filippo? We kind of wait usually for that to know whether or not he's what the retail is. So this is all going to depend on that. Now, don't forget, the North Face lost their kind of licensing rights for Gore-Tex. So this is technically their version, in a sense, of basically their Gore-Tex or their waterproof, but it's not 100% waterproof, it's water repellent or water resistant. And doing that taped seam is kind of a way for them to be water resistant. Now, the jackets aside, let's look at the Coach jacket. The Coach jacket, the last one that dropped was that snakeskin one that didn't do well. There hasn't been a plain Coach jacket drop for quite a while. Hi from Brown. How's it going, Sneaker Fever? There hasn't been a Coach jacket that's dropped in a while that's this clean and this easy to wear with, say, like a hoodie, SwiftSole hoodie, of course, or anything like that. Now, what my head says for this drop is the safe bet is the crew neck and the t-shirts. The kind of gamble is honestly going to be the jackets. I'm really keen to get one in hand, and I'm actually going to in-store, and we'll talk about this afterwards, but I'm going to in-store tomorrow. I was able to get a very low number, like the 20s in the queue. Then we've got this plate that's meant to be dropping. I've brick knives and pads now. Decent. And then we've got some plates that are dropping, and this plate is next level retail, by the way, but we'll go through that soon. And people are asking about this, and we'll go into this for tomorrow as well, but I've got a bunch of these at home, by the way. Loads of them. All my family are wearing them. I'm joking. I haven't given them to anyone yet. But we've got a load of hoodies coming up as well. But I'll tell you what, let's go straight onto the app. Let's go and look at item by item, and I'll give you what I believe is correct. But again, I'm torn. I'm very, very torn. So, Mr. Producer, if we can get the phone on the screen, that would be great. Now, of course, we have got some brick items as well dropping. That's not the collaboration. There is one item that I really like, by the way, for personal. That's not the collaboration. I'm going to go through that in a second. We've obviously on the app still got this Milan bloody BOGO. Whether or not it will drop, we don't know. In all honesty, this is probably the last time it can drop. Okay, so first and foremost, the Royal Delft hand-painted 190 Bowery large plate. These are very limited. I believe one out of either 190 or 150. I can't remember what it was. And this is basically like a porcelain plate. These, without collaboration, is usually anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000, depending on the size. It's a 190, so I can't remember how big that is. But that's telling me it's going to be minimum $2,000. Will it resell? I really like the plate. I do. Would I buy it for 2,000 quid? I have no idea. I don't know whether they'll actually drop that online. I think that's an in-store item only. It might be US only. I don't know. I don't think they're going to ship that. I really just don't think they are with UPS. And don't forget what happened last week. Everyone's Smeg fridges, or was it last week, week before? I can't remember. Everyone's Smeg fridges arrived damaged. So I don't think they're going to take that risk. I really, really don't. Will it have resale? If you've got a die-hard collector for this, maybe. I just can't see many die-hard collectors there. I don't know. It's a really strange one that I do like the design though. And we go straight into the TNF jacket. This one here is going to be the pouch. So you can put a phone in there, you can put an ID card, whatever. It's a pretty cool piece for, say, I don't know, festival season or something like that. I think the days have gone now where Supreme can just slap their name and a brand name onto an item and it definitely has resale. So I don't know. And don't worry, we are keeping an eye on whether the retails come. Can I buy 2 plates with the same profile? No, you can't. We'll go through that another time. Anyway, Supreme backpack, sorry. I just don't think the fabric on this lends well to a backpack. Backpacks like to be dull, not shiny. I don't think that's going to have much resale. Bandana camp cap. I think a lot of people like this. I think a lot of people potentially will go for this. The paisley print and the bandana print is something that people love. They've got 2 colorways, which are going to be nice for summer, that kind of cream natural colorway and the pink. However, the black is obviously going to be the staple. Will that have resale? Again, I just don't think caps and hats really have much resale with Supreme anymore, even the box logo ones. So I think that's a bit of a risky item, but a lot of people are rating that item. So maybe, who knows? Can I use it? Oh God. Anyway, the camp caps, do you know what? With all of these items from TNF, I want to like the camo color, but I don't know if I do. The black is obviously always going to be a kind of go-to. That pink is absolutely horrific. It's literally horrific. Don't even go for it. And then, of course, we move on to the main items of this week that people want to know about. And this is obviously going to be the coach jacket, and not only that, but the Summit Series outer tape seam shell jacket. First and foremost, these jackets, or the coach jackets, as I said before, the last time this actually launched, or last time a coach jacket launched, was the snakeskin, which was horrific. This is the first time that a coach jacket has come for a while that's actually wearable. But the only one that's wearable in that lineup, for me, is the black one. Why? Because of the taped seams. The green one, the tape is way too thick. So doing it up, you've got a big block going down. It's too big. Whereas in the other jacket, it's a different story. But I think your black is your safe bet. However, will it have resale? This is all going to depend on the retail. And unfortunately, there are no retails out at the moment. Myself and the producer are trying to keep an eye on this. We are keeping an eye on this. And we can't find anyone with the retails yet. So we may have to update this within the SwiftSole Discord. There's literally nothing out there yet. So this all depends on the retail of the item. Now, I don't think this is going to have a low retail. The reason being is because what I said before, let me get these straight. That's really annoying me. Anyway, what I said before, that's better. What I said before, which was basically Gore-Tex has gone from Supreme TNF now because TNF basically don't have the rights for Gore-Tex anymore. So this is kind of that series. And these jackets are outdoor jackets. They're thin nylon. They're made for like outdoorsy people, hikers, climbers, anyone like that, and weirdos that like to climb. Anyway, so generally speaking, this is their premium waterproof textile now. So I don't think that's going to have a low retail. I really don't. I've seen people bat around $200 to $300. I think it's going to be more. I'm thinking more around the 368 mark. I believe that's honestly what I'm thinking. I'm going to go through this in a second with you guys. Don't worry. Anyway, Heathy's taking the biscuit. Listen, Heathy, don't try it, mate. Anyway, this jacket now, I think this is a different story. I think, again, right, this design in this jacket is one of the cleanest I've seen TNF do with Supreme for a long time. If we think about a similar type of jacket would probably be, say, I don't know, the mountains or something like that, right? Generally speaking, we've got the one with the big S logo. People don't like that. The one with the Supreme arc, people don't like that. Unless we're looking at the flag series, there hasn't really been a jacket that's this clean. We did have the utility one with all the pouches and the big Supreme at the back, but it just dropped at the wrong time. I think this is a great jacket. For someone like me who likes to wear Supreme and likes to wear these collaborations, I want that jacket. And I'm going to go in store and I'm going to go for the black in a small. I'm going to grab that jacket for me, for personal. And it's interesting to see the disparity within not just the reselling scene, but also the collecting scene. Some people are loving it. Some people are hating it. So I don't know how this will perform. I really can't call it. But My heart would say go with green. My head would say go with black. But it's not a safe bet anymore. Supreme TNF is not a safe bet just because it's a jacket and it's because it's got the TNF brand. If you haven't got the capital to hold this, or if you think once you buy it, you need to quick flip it if it bricks, don't buy it. This is a risky cop now, I believe, but I think it is worth going for if you've got the capital. I really do. So I really believe that the design of this is one of the best that I've seen. Honestly, apart from the flag series, this is one of my favorites. I love this. But then again, what's this material going to look like up front? What is this material going to look like in person? Because it looks a bit shiny to me. So maybe the black is going to be the best safe, or the safest bet, sorry, on that. But it is clean. It's got that Summit thing here. It's got North Face. It's got, I'm just saying, like, this is a clean jacket. And I think anyone can wear this, whether you think you're a hype beast, whether you're just a fan of the brand, which is me. I think that's a great jacket. And with the seams, that's there for a purpose. It's not there just for a design. I think the black is the way to go. And you know what? I've convinced myself I'm buying the black and small. There we go. We're in. Will it have resale? Let me put my neck out on the line. I think it will. I think the black will have resale in the normal sizes. And I think the Coach jacket in the black may shock us. Kind of like when the furry puffer shocked us a bit. You know, that started to resell. However, if they don't resell, I won't be surprised. But there are a couple of items that should get your vote and should get you to run. And I'll show you what they are. They're not the pants. They're not the sweatpants. They're not these mountain pants. They look ridiculous. I mean, the rayon shirts, absolutely not. Disgusting. We'll look at Air Force Ones later on. The peak short, absolutely not. Goodbye. The work shorts, no. I don't know how anyone likes these skateboards. I don't like the fact that you need to get two of them and put them together. The design's not great. No, that's not for me. I don't think the skateboard's going to have much resale. This is where I think your risk should go. And that is in the crew neck. I think the crew necks are the safe bet. That and the t-shirts, the pocket tee, fire. I think those two are the ones to roll for. Black and olive are always going to be the vibe. However, the pink, maybe it's not bad. It's kind of like a dusty pink because it's obviously aged or whatever. But your black and your olive is always going to be the best. I think, again, depend on retail, but generally speaking, their crew necks and their hoodies are always just made of the same fabric. So it's never really that much of a high retail. I think that's a safe bet. But it's still a bet. Please bear that in mind. We've seen other stuff. Remember the old Fogo, the kind of box cut out crew neck, which was basically a box logo that bricked really bad. So, it's not a safe bet. I mean, we're clutching at straws now, aren't we, really? We're still hoping for this Milan box logo tee to drop, and we just don't think it will. Tomorrow's probably the last time it will drop. Whether it will only drop in-store, whether it will drop online, don't know. I think if it doesn't drop tomorrow, it's kind of a fat chance of it dropping any other time. Personally, but that's it. And then this is the pigment printed pocket tee that I was talking about, the black and the olive. I think that will be a safe bet, 100%. I think that will have some good resale along with the crew neck. So if you're tomorrow thinking, what should I go for that I want to run and I want to maybe make some profit, but it is a risk? What should I put my money into and get if I hope there's 100% going to be resale? I think that's going to be the crew neck and the t-shirts. However, the jackets, I think people are undervaluing them, and I think they're just too clean to brick. But stranger things have happened. But again, I'm going to put my neck out on the line and say the jackets should be all right. As a long term. I think as a long-term piece, they will go up. But that's a risky call for me. I really love this, by the way. The barong patch short sleeve top. I really like this t-shirt. I don't know why. It might be because it reminds me of like a Persian rug type thing. I really loved it. I mess with that. And I might even go for the pink for the summer. I might even do that in store. Why not? Because it's going to be easy to hit. Is it going to have resale? Probably not. Let me just get that straight. Probably not. 100% probably not. I'm broke because I spent all the Adidas caliber. Oh, God. You should give away a SwiftSole hoodie. We're going to go through that in a second. Do not worry about that, sir. We will go through that. So, let's say tomorrow you want to go for one of these items. Again, risky if we're going for this. But let's say tomorrow I want to go for this. We're going to be looking at the setup now. So first and foremost, you can only check out one item per profile. And I'm rubbing my eyes because I say this all the time. But again, the reason why I do this, and everyone goes, why have you got to do the same thing every week? Is because some people may have only just bought SwiftSole today or yesterday or last week. And we may have beginners joining this stream. If you are new to the SwiftSole family, welcome. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help. Okay, so don't worry. No question is a washed question unless it comes from Heafy. However, what you can do is you can comment in the comment or the chat box below, apart from Heafy. But if you're not Heafy, do send us a question. Thank you. Anyway, so when it comes to Supreme, Supreme only allows you to check out one item per profile. And what I mean by that is all of your details need to be unique. And that means, generally speaking, your name, your address, your email, and your card details. They all need to be unique. But of course, you can muck around with your name and muck around with your address to make it look unique, but it will still come to you. For instance, my full name is Joshua. That was my given name from my mother. That was the best thing she'd done, having me. And instead of maybe doing Joshua for one profile, I'll do Josh. Simple. So just a simple change. And if my surname was Smith, I might do Smith without the H. So even if it comes to my door, it's still me. It's not a problem. And let's say I lived at 1 Bond Street. I might do 1 Bond Street. On the next one, I might do 1 Bond, but instead of the O, do a 0 and then ST. So it will still look like 1 Bond Street or 1 Band Street. As long as it kind of looks the same, you should know how much you can, what we call jig your address, in order for you to still get your post and it not be an issue. Okay? And look, test it out on certain drops with socks and things like that and see how much you can kind of speak to your driver. I speak to my UPS driver all the time and he just knows now. It's a certain code I put on all my packages. He just knows that's for me. Come bring them to me, sir. Easy. Anyway, sizes and colors. Now, sizes when it comes to Supreme, generally speaking, your small and your extra large is your best bet. I see generally smalls being better, but then extra large. Then after that, it goes large and then medium. If double XL drops, then that is also a very good size, but it's very rare for it to drop. And we never know whether it's going to drop until the EU has dropped, and then US, you will know, but we don't know. So it's a risk if you only run for that. Color. There are 3 colors dropping. There's going to be a black, there's going to be the green or the khaki and the pink. Now, don't forget, when it comes to the colors, SwiftSole does a lot in the background to check what are these colors? What do we think Supreme is going to call the colors? However, if you're EU, it's all a test because they might call that green khaki or they might want to call the pink salmon. Who knows, right? What Supreme's bloody going to do. So it might be that you put in green, but SwiftSole doesn't pick up and you're like, what's going on? They're not picking up the item. And it could be because of the color choice. So just bear that in mind. If you think that you don't want to risk it and want to go for random, go with random. However, if you are, of course, a US botter, then the color will be updated for the US drop if the color does change. So do not worry about that. Profiles. Again, this is where I can use all my different profiles of all the unique information. Don't forget as well, different telephone number, different email address, different card. So you want to go for different profiles. If you go on to my YouTube channel, you can see I've done a whole video on how to get different profiles. And by the way, I'll always put down Revolut. And you'll know why if you've been following me on Twitter. Well, I'm going at Revolut now. And something will come from that very, very soon. Anyway, CAPTCHA. So CAPTCHA is one of Supreme's anti-bot measures where what they do is they use some analytics from Google to check whether or not they believe you're a human or an automated checkout software such as SwiftSole. Now, what it does is it uses something called a CAPTCHA score or an invisible V2 score. It checks your Gmail account that's associated with your laptop that you're plugged into or your computer or whatever, and it will allocate a score to that to say whether or not it trusts it as a human. And the way it does that is by your activity. You watching me, you surfing the internet, you going on Twitter, you subscribing to me, little things like that will increase your trust score because Google will go, well, only a human would do this. A computer wouldn't do this, so they must be a human. It sends that data in real time to Supreme, and then what Supreme will do will either allow you to check out if you've got a good score, 0.9 or above, or if you've got a bad score or a low score, it will give you those squares where it says, find the fire hydrants or find the bicycles, whatever that is. Depending on how hard those squares are, in other words, how quickly you can actually do them, or if they fade, will depend on how good your score is. Okay, very simple. Now, what SwiftSole's done is 2 measures in order to accommodate that. 1, there is a CAPTCHA harvester within inside of the bot on the task page, which I'll show you in a second. Or 2, there is a feature for AYCD if you are a premium customer. Now, if you don't know what AYCD is, go down below in the description. We've got a whole guide on what AYCD is, but basically, It allows you to input multiple Gmails and it gets those captures solved automatically for you if you have one clicks. If you don't have one clicks, rather than you having to solve all of, browse the net and stuff like that to get you a better score, this automated software does this for you in the background. So you can put on a server and leave it running for weeks so that you've always got a high capture score. Simple, okay? Now, I've got premium. I always go with AYCD, but I'm going to show you the capture harvester in case you don't have premium. Now, don't forget, premium is around $5 or $6 a month. Not only that, when the Supreme season ends, SwiftSole automatically stops that payment, and then you only start paying when it comes up. Now, when Supreme drops again. Now, the amount of features that you get for premium, that's cheap. So why wouldn't you go for it? It's very, very good value. At the moment, PayPal checkout is not the greatest. It's still in beta. Don't run it. We don't recommend running it. It seems to us that Supreme has sorted their 3DS issues with card payments, so keep running that. Now, start time, you can do a custom start time if you want. So let's say you've got class, or let's say you've got work, or let's say you've got something like that. Then generally speaking, you can actually set a timer for it to start. But I always do manual. And what you do is you start 1 minute before the drop. So I'm going to save that task. There we go. And it's created. Let me just make sure no one's asking some questions. I'll take any color jacket, but what jacket do you think would be easier to get? Yeah, I think Liam, I think the pink will be easier to get, but I don't think it's going to be that hard to get these jackets, but that does depend on your size. I think if you're a medium or a large, you should be all right. I think small and XL will still sell out. Haven't had to solve a capture in a minute. That's very, very good. SwiftSole goated. Of course it is. Of course it is. Still no retails, people. Anyway, so now I've created my task. So I've now got the task ready to go. So the first thing that I should do before starting is make sure I've added a Gmail account. Because again, we're going to get a good capture level if we add in a Gmail account. Once we've done that, we'll also open the harvester. And opening the harvester now will basically bring any captures to here so I can tap it on the screen. The good thing about this, by the way, is actually if you was to put SwiftSole against a desktop bot, SwiftSole, it'd be easier to solve captures because you're doing it in real time with your finger rather than having to use a mouse. So actually it is quicker. Let me just add in another task and show you another feature. So let's say I wanted to go for this plate, which I'm not going to. I'm not paying $3 for a plate. I do apologize, Supreme. I don't muck around with that sort of stuff. So what you can do if you are a premium member as well. So tomorrow, for instance, you're like, well, I think some of this stuff's going to sit, but I want to go for it. And I want to save some money on shipping. Well, you can go for a multi-cart. So what you do, down bottom right there, press multi-cart. Hold on to one of them, drop it into that cart above. I don't know why I've got a cart that's empty. Let's delete that cart. Anyway, so I hold that. Come on, Josh. There we go. No. I will get it. This happens all the time to me. Do that. No. Yes, we're in. So now we've got it all in one cart, which means that what SwiftSole will do is add one, I think the top one, to the cart. Find the other one, add that to the cart. Just bear in mind you are risking losing both items. The reason being is because if one of those items are out of stock, if you think about Supreme's checkout flow, it will just stop the whole process. So you're going to have to start again. Delete one out of the thing and, oh, no, I don't want this anymore. Let me delete that and just go for that. And by the time you've done that, you've probably lost the items. Simple. Now, other things to note is obviously inside of your settings. So first and foremost, SwiftSole pushed the notifications there. So if for some reason the Milan BOGO does drop, they will send a push notification to your phone. So make sure that is switched on. You have compact mode. Compact mode, basically, this is non-compact mode where you've got all the details. And then compact mode will show without all of those details. So if you've got 10 tasks, that's probably the maximum we recommend. You can have them all in compact mode so that basically it's easier to see. Very, very simple. Yeah. Then you can do custom delays. We don't recommend doing custom delays. We recommend keeping them on the SwiftSole specific delays for the simple fact that SwiftSole know the kind of best delays to use in the background. So just keep it with them. You can add in a Discord webhook. So what you can do is set up a server on Discord. And so if you get any successful checkouts, it will send a ping and a webhook to your Discord, which people love to do. Now, if you've got any questions or if you don't know how to do all of that and you're like, oh, I want to know how to set up a webhook and stuff, we've got it all in the guides. First and foremost, you've got the SwiftSole guides. You've got SwiftSole support, which can open up a ticket inside of the Discord, which is, by the way, these guys are obviously on it. Our helpers do really, really well. And don't forget to join the SwiftSole Discord. Simple. I think the bandana cap will have some resale value, lunch money best for certain colours. Yeah, Austin, I was talking about the bandana cap. I was saying that a lot of people are liking it. I don't think it's a bad shout to go for it. Maybe some lunch money. But the caps have just not really been doing well in the last season. I don't think people are liking them that much. However, yeah, maybe some lunch money. I quite personally, the natural and the black is quite cool. The pink's actually quite nice. But lunch money at best, in my opinion, for caps. And that's just because of what's been going on recently. Have we still not got retails? This is all going to come. Listen, if the coach jacket and someone comes out and says, listen, it's 200 quid or $200, you're like, buy that. Literally, it will have resale then at that point. How many times do people want to ask this? Yeah, I know, Lord Osei. I know. I get it all the time. Cool. Is there anything else? Oh, there is. What did you say, producer? Yes, hoodies. Oh, yeah. Okay, we can take that off at the moment. So, one question first is, if there's a checkout error, do I leave it alone or do I manually restart the task? Manually restart if it's not restarting already. If it's not going back through the flow, manually restart. I just want to be able to multi-cart without premium. You can't. It's a premium feature. Just pay for the premium feature. If you do that twice in 2 drops, you've already paid for premium feature. Anyway, I've got a bunch of these. As you know, tomorrow I will be down in the In-Store Supreme. I'll be there from 12 o'clock with me and this film crew from here, where basically I'm going to be chatting to you guys about what you've hit, what you're copping. Do you think there's resale? Do you think there's not? Actually in-hand reactions of the pieces, because I think a lot of this stuff, we need to see it in hand first. And I'm taking some for the team, by the way, by buying some of this stuff to show you on the camera. Anyway, what I'm also going to be doing is a bit of fun. If you see me down there and you do happen to pop down to London, come over to me. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Show me what you got or show me what you like. And you'll have a chance to win one of the hoodies and maybe some other bits as well. But I've got a bunch of these. I'm going to have to drive them down because of how many I'm bloody bringing. But a load of hoodies that we are going to give away for free if you come down to in-store and you are able to answer a load of questions. So come meet me. Mr. Eddie Cops will also be there. Eddie from the podcast and maybe a couple of other people. Anyway, we will be down there handing out some hoodies, talking to some people, seeing what you guys think of the drop and just having a bit of a natter. In all honesty. Thanks. I'm a small, so it'll be harder, but I meant what type of jacket will be easier to get. Oh, sorry, Liam. What type of jacket? Hard one. I can't call it. I honestly can't call it. The reason why is because I would err towards the coach jacket, that being easier, but the coach jacket hasn't dropped in a while, or a good coach jacket hasn't. And I don't know the retails yet. I don't know the retails. Mr. Devil, you cannot buy these hoodies. You have to come down. Unless they're on the website, unless they're not sold out. But I think I took the last ones. You have to come down to in-store tomorrow from 12 o'clock. I'm going to be there from about 12 till 3, 12 till 2. Come down, answer some questions, and get yourself a hoodie. So even if you're not going to get TNF, you might as well just come and get a hoodie anyway. Simple as that. But yeah, Liam, to answer your question, I would say, depending on retail, coach should be easiest to hit, but a small is going to be hard no matter what. It is going to be hard no matter what. I do apologize. I would recommend just going for the one that you really want. When you think about the jacket you want, is it this one or is it the coach jacket? What one is it? And just go for that. Just go for it, mate. Like, there's no point taking an L on a jacket you don't want. I'm just checking if there's retails yet. And there isn't anything yet. I'd love it if he would drop the retail. And this is a bit weird because usually by now, there are some retails. Let me go to one other place that sometimes has it. Give me a sec, people. No, still no retails. Still no retails anywhere, which is very interesting. Anyway, by the looks of what people are liking online, when you're looking at collectors groups, when you are looking at people that actually wear this stuff, it's kind of going plate, jackets, hat, and then the crew necks and t-shirts. So I think it's a strange week. It is. Because if this was 2 years ago, this would be flying. But I think it's so clean that it's getting underrated by the resellers. And I think there'll be a lot of people that like this if that fabric isn't trash in real life. If that fabric isn't trash in real life. And that's saying something. Could you talk more about the plates, please? What do you want to know? What would you like to know about these plates? These plates are basically by Royal Deft. Royal Deft, I believe, is in the Netherlands. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think they're a Netherlands-based company. And they basically do very fine, so we say fine china, but it's not, it's ceramic and whatever. Oh, he's got it on Instagram. Ooh, lovely. We think we found the actual retails. But yeah, so these plates are generally very high retail, usually anywhere between £2,000 to £3,000 for this sort of stuff. Hello, Mr. Michael. Drops GG. Okay, Instagram drops GG. Apparently has a retail, but is it true? See, I usually only quote sources that actually are correct. Let's have a look. I mean, I can't see any. And also, he's got a bit of a different... Okay. Listen, go to Drops GG. I don't really want to put it out on here because I don't know that person. So, anyway. TNF dying? No, I don't think TNF is dying. I really don't. I think they're overplaying it, 100%. I think they're overdoing it like everything else. But I think this is a clean piece. I really do. I really do. And as I say, resellers are saying no. Some people are saying yes. We'll know tomorrow. We shall know tomorrow. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you are down in store tomorrow, do make sure you say hello. I will be there for the majority of the day. So just come over to me, sell. Even if you don't want to get a hoodie, if you don't want to be on screen or anything like that, don't worry. Just give me a shout and say hello to me because I like to talk to you guys in person rather than just over the screen. If you are going for anything tomorrow, the best of luck. Do let me know what you hit, how it's gone, whether you get buyer's remorse or whether you should have gone for something that you didn't. Any chance of the plate being around 1K? There's a very big chance of the plate being around 2 to 3K. I think that's an issue. Like, that's the problem. This plate could be between 2,000 to 3,000 if we're going by normal retails without the collab. Now add in the scarcity of it and the quantity of it. This could be a very expensive piece. It will be very interesting. I will see what to do. Go on to Twitter. Follow me on there. I'll put a tweet out later once I've seen all the retails and I'll kind of update stuff. That's all right, Mr. Michael. I'll go inside of the Discord and I'll have a chat with you once I know exactly what the retails are. Where will you be tomorrow exactly? I'll be outside the shop. I mean, well, until they kick me out. So what I've got to do first, yeah? And if you're down there, please. Right, so I've got to get there, first of all, for 11 o'clock for my slot, yeah? I can't have, first of all, anything with SwiftSole on me, nor can I have the film lady there because otherwise it looks too bait. So what I need to do is go into the shop, kind of masked up and try and change whatever, because they're going to have my details, don't forget, yeah? Then I need to buy my stuff. I need to go back to the car, put all my stuff in there, change tops, change whatever, take a hat off. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then come back and kind of stand near the store, but not on their side because then they can't tell me to go, and have everything there and I'll be around at that point. And then they can tell me to leave or whatever and that I'm banned. But I need to try and do it in a way where I don't get clocked buying stuff or I can go back in. So yeah, I'll be there. But if you see me, we'll talk about SwiftSole at 12 o'clock, not 11 o'clock in the queue. Because that's when I'll be like, oh, let's keep that down. This happened to me in another retailer, by the way. I was standing in a queue to pick up my raffle win and someone said who I was and then said, oh, how's it going? I watch you doing X, Y, and Z botting on YouTube. Guess what happened? I got refused my shit. How many times are you going in store? Just once. But if I go in store once and then come back and they clock it's me talking about a bot and talking about botting, guess what? I'm never going back in again. I can never, even if I get there, I'll never be able to go back in. I'm currently treading a fine line anyway, so that's the way it is. Anyway, guys, listen, if I see you down there, it'll be interesting. I hope you get what you're going for. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens post-drop. Don't be surprised if it bricks, but on the same side, don't be surprised if it does well. Again, your safe money is in the crew neck and the t-shirts. However, if you want to go for the jackets, I'm going to take a risk, but I'm going to wear it for personal anyway, so I don't really care about the resale. I'm going to be totally honest with you. But if you take the risk, let me know how you get on, and I do apologize if it does brick. My heart says it won't. My head says it will. Take that as you want. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Good luck tomorrow. And of course, not just good luck, be lucky.